Hi there, it's Tahira. Here from site. You might be wondering, why does she have a big butterfly behind her? Well, it's because this was the symbol and the logo really of our recent global conference. But what it really means to me is transformation. How are we transforming the events that we're doing now? This is the most important thing we need to be doing is thinking about we've moved into virtual events. What did that look like? We made a lot of mistakes. We're still probably making mistakes along the way. I think one of the big mistakes that we are making, though, is still thinking about the platform first. What we really need to be thinking about is what do we want to achieve with this event? What do our stakeholders need? What's then going to be the best way to achieve that? Are we looking for networking, learning, top down messaging, connections? Are we looking to have 100 people or 10,000 people? All of those things are going to come into play and dictate what we're doing a little bit. We're lucky to have great partners who have some technology that's ready for us to use. And when we have that technology and those partners, well, all of a sudden now we can amp up our quality of our technology and quality of our recordings. And that's going to give us a more polished experience. Not too polished. We still want things to be human. We understand we're coming to events, so we need to get closer to a broadcast quality, but still keep it human, in my opinion. Then we have the really thinking about moving into these new live experiences. Something we've done for millennia is gathering people in large groups. Now we need to think about how are we going to do some health screening? How are we going to make sure that in the middle of a pandemic or the near end of a pandemic, how we're going to make sure that we are doing everything we can to keep people as safe as we can. If we're going to have people with us for a while, we need to feed them. What does rethought food and beverage look like? We know that it's not going to be buffets, all good, those are gone. But how are we going to do either single service or service for people in a way that still is delicious, Instagrammable, and safe? So those are the things that we need to be thinking about from a back of house to front of house and service perspective. And then we really need to have just this whole idea of budget. So everybody thinks, oh boy, you know, virtual events must be free. We can just, get an account and off we go. It doesn't work like that at all. It's exactly the same amount of planning, plus a little bit more, plus a whole new set of experience that we need to bring to it. So if we're going to go from live events to virtual events, you still need to have a budget in place for that. When we go back into hybrid, bringing together a live and a virtual audience, that let's go plus 50% just as a start, because now you're going to have your live experience. Now you need to have one team managing that. You need to have another team who's looking at your hybrid audience, your virtual audience, and bringing those two together. That is a whole other skill set, but also another whole audience you are managing. So we can't all of a sudden just think we're throwing up a camera in the general session room, throwing it onto Facebook, and boom, that's our hybrid experience. That is not a hybrid experience. So it's going to be taking a few steps back, looking at the new skills that are coming out, looking at how people have upskilled to learn more about our virtual and hybrid events, and bringing all those into play. It's a lot to think about. We're only just getting started. So good luck out there. And really, let's just stay connected as a community and make sure that we're supporting each other as we get into this next phase where we're going to meet live again. See you soon.